Hello, I'm Richard Hooper and this is SatTV Week. Now I'm pleased to be joined by Vagan of UHP Networks. Vagan, thank you for joining me. Your company is known for disruptive VSAT technology. What does that actually mean?
Well, disruptive basically means that we're doing things that the others are doing in terms of performance of the systems first and foremost, but we're doing them very differently. We're kind of changing the paradigm in which the customer demands are being resolved. We are manufacturing and providing solutions to the customers, such as, for example, a VSAT hub, which is probably 10 times smaller what the other guys are doing and costs like a fraction of the cost. We're providing 10 times higher processing capability in terms of packet per second and now remote. And all known network topologies and signaling methods are combined in that very small, very compact, very bandwidth efficient platform. In that sense, we are disruptive.
And have you found over the last few years customer demands are changing rapidly?
Well, absolutely. What we are finding that whatever it is in terms of performance, bandwidth efficiency, throughput, network availability, it's never enough. Quality of service, the hunger for bandwidth, the hunger for reliability of the network, quality of service is essentially insatiable. The standards are rising all the time. And these days, of course, everyone knows that with the advent of high throughput satellites, higher throughput, but also mobility is another aspect that is we're hearing more and more about, and obviously we have been supporting that for years. So that is the main direction in which we think the customer demand is evolving, Richard.
Now, you mentioned HTS. Is it really going to have that impact that it's going to solve some customer problems?
I think it will. It's a reality now. HTS, as you know, started its life in Ka band, and that's where the first satellites with spot beams appeared. And I have to say that I must mention that it first happened in Canada. So Anikaf 2, of course, launched by Telesat a number of years ago. And now, of course, we have HTS also in Ku band. We have not only GEO, but also LEO HTS. It will absolutely have that impact, and we're seeing that both in terms of performance and in terms of the cost of satellite bandwidth.
Now, UHP operates in a very competitive marketplace. As a company, how do you stay ahead of the game?
Well, we stay ahead of the game, Richard, by being disruptive, by basically delivering the kind of throughput, bandwidth efficiency, and other things that the others are yet to achieve. So I'll give you one example. I'm not going to talk about bits per hertz or anything of that nature. One example is network availability. So one of the challenges that all satellite operators are facing is essentially competing with terrestrial systems. Those of us who spend some time working in the telecom industry, not necessarily in satellite, know that a popular mantra in telecom world is 5 nines availability of the network. Any cellular operator can testify to that. And in the satellite world, achieving 5 nines, especially in this newer bands, high frequency bands, let alone Ka, even in Ku, is impossible unless you use geographical redundancy of gateways and teleports, simply because of the physics of radio propagation conditions. And how do we, players in the satellite industry, respond to that challenge? And our response is having very reliable, very fast switching in geographically redundant teleports. Our platform, our hub architecture supports it very well, and we're proud to report that this is one of the factors which differentiates us from some of the other players.
Vagan, thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Richard.